Welcome to another video. So today I'm going to tell you about 4 of my near-death experiences. Yeah, the first one, I was home alone and this person came up to me and knocked at my door and I was like, hello? And they were like, hello? Like they had a really deep voice like, hello? So I opened the door, like I shouldn't. I opened the door and this person was dressed as a Halloweener, like a Halloween person going around candy because it was Halloween and everybody was out at my house and everyone was at the party and they left me home alone on accident. So this guy, he came to the door and he's like, are your parents home? Are your parents home? Like he was like, looked like he was 60, 80 years old, I don't know. He walked up to me, knocked on the door and I opened the door and I go, who are you? And he's like, open up the door. Who is your mom and dad? Where do you live? I'm like, you're at my house? And I cussed and I said, dip. But I don't want to see it now. So mom, dad, just don't be mad at me because I didn't know who it was. If you watch this video. But I get to the point and I'm like, I called 911 and this person was literally a rapist that had escaped from prison. And they told me that and I was like, oh, thank God I didn't let them in use my phone. Like, because I didn't tell you, but they wanted to use my phone. I was like, no. So I'm glad they didn't let me use I didn't let them use my phone. That or they could have stolen it and ran out. Because we don't have a home phone that you attach to a wall. Talk on with the cords and stuff. Okay, second story. I was walking home from school and it was a Friday and my dad was going to pick me up at my house, so I walked and I was walking and it was like he was 7-year-old came up to me and he said, why are you ugly? And then his father came up to me and he said, don't say that, son. So they went home by themselves and then this man, he drove up in a van that said free candy on it and it looked like a horror movie. Like a horror movie van. Like it was sketchy. And he came up and said, hey, hop in, I got free Wi-Fi and candy. I'm like, I don't eat candy and the only Wi-Fi I use is from my house, my dad's, or my grandma's. And so he freaks out at me, he yells at me, he says, get in the D car. And I'm like, no. So I run away and I get home and I'm like, Mom, Dad, this person tried to make me get in their van, so they called the cops, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff happened. I was in my room. I don't remember. That was my second. And my third to last, I can't remember. Chainsaw person. I was at my house and there was this person that had a chainsaw and he went up and down my sidewalk. And I was like, I'm pretty skeptical about this. So I peek out my peek hole in my door and I'm like, who is that? And he looks back at my door. He's my eye, so I duck down and turned it on. Like, it was freaking creepy. Oh. He turned my doorknob and it came unlocked finally and I was like, so I dialed 911 and he broke into my house. So they said, go upstairs, lock the door. And then my mom came home and my dad had his handgun with him. He didn't leave it in his room because he knows, like, when I'm home alone, I get really scared. So he keeps his gun with himself. He sees this person walking around our house and he hears me screaming upstairs like, help me, help me, help me. So he comes up and he sees this guy walking around and he's like, who the H are you? And then they go on and on talking about he was my friend and he was like 18 years old. Like, I was like, I do not know this person. He's like, my name is Jim, you know me from school. I'm like, I'm not even in high school. I don't even know you. I'm not even in college. Like, I'm in 4th grade. Like, all of this happened this year. So So we called the cops. They showed up. Blah blah blah. Everything else, like I said, like in the last one. You know, it all came to an end. He was put in jail for roaming a house that was not his. And finally, my fourth, which wasn't that bad. I was walking home and there was this place, like it was wet cement and I didn't see it. And there was no sign there, so I walked across it and my foot got stuck. And this man came up to me and he said, "Here, let me help you out." And I didn't know him, so I'm like, "No, I can get out myself." So he walked away. And then the same person, well, he was just like a construction worker, said, and he came up and said, "Here, let me help you out. I know your dad." And I'm like, "You look like the same exact person." No. So I try to finally get out, but my leg sinks in. So I grab my leg, like grab it, and I run, and I get out, and I run to my house. I call 911, and it was like, it looked almost like, it looked like a twin to the chainsaw person, like creepy. And so I got home, called 911. They all show up. So I don't know. But then they all show up and then blah, blah, blah. They talk to my parents about it. And it's like, this has happened to me so many times. And like, it all happened in a timeline of from October through February. So October, November, December, January, February. Like each month, something happened. And I haven't noticed anything so far. You know, it's March now and I haven't, you know, seen anything, done anything, you know, nothing. So I've stayed home, I've locked all my doors and I've never checked them. And it is really creepy. I still look out my window because my curtain fell down and that is now my desk tablecloth now. So, but I still have that one over there. But whenever I'm home alone, I just sit in that corner, and every like 5 minutes, I check over there, and I'm like, I have to look over there. It's creepy, cause like somebody could be looking in my window. Like I know, like my cat's over there. I'm like, what? Okay, I'm good. Yep, I'm good. 5 minutes later, I'm good. Like, it was every 5 minutes until my parents got home and they'd been gone. And they'd been gone for like 5 hours because they went to this party. And I was like, oh, when am I gonna get home? So someone knocked on my door. And I looked through and it was my parents. I was like, thank God. So I was like, I let them in and everything. We sat down, talked about all the near-death experiences that I had. And they said, if it happens again, we will have to give you up. So I'm trying not to let it happen again. And because the police and the orphanage told my mom that. And so my dad freaked out. So that's basically what happened. Oh, and my cat Opie, he was with me when all this happened. Like, when that man came in, he was trying to attack my cat. And so Opie just stood there like that, and he was kicking him away. Like, the man was kicking him away, like kicking him, like in the face with this like metal boot. And I was like, I didn't talk, but in my head I was like, what are you doing to my cat? So I ran over, I forgot to say this part, but I ran over and I got him. And like in my head I was like, don't touch him again. Like, I was like freaked out. And that's when I ran upstairs and I locked myself in my room. He started talking to himself. He's like, I'm gonna kill her. I don't know who she is. It was freaking creepy. Oh, him. This is Opie. He was kicked around, and if you look carefully, there's a bruise. Well, you can't see it, but there's like a, well, I'm not going to show you it because it's really gross, but he had soles, like sharp soles on the bottom of his shoes. And so if you like lift up his fur, it's black and blue and purple. But I'm not going to show you because I forgot what spot it was in. But, I don't know. And he like still meows every day because I think it broke his paw a little bit. Like it cracked it back so his whole toenail like on his arm fell out. So I feel really bad about him. But, you know, we've done good for the past month. And I'm just glad he's okay. You wanna lay down there, baby? I'm just glad he's okay because I still freak out every day. Like, I don't want to go to an orphanage. I don't want to go to the police station and get a new owner. Like, home. My phone. And so I was like, what do I do? Like, if somebody comes, I cannot tell anyone about this. So nobody's come so far, but if I tell you anything else that happens, you guys have to promise to listen to me and not tell anyone. Okay? Because it'll freak me out because I love my parents and everything. And I'm really scared. So, thanks a lot for watching. Bye!